Good evening and welcome to the Community Development Committee meeting for Monday, January 12th, 2026. We have 3 items on this evening's agenda, and first and foremost, I'd like to welcome our new committee members, Mrs. Rothgary and Mr. Doney. The first item on the agenda is the matter of approval of the meeting minutes from the Community Development Committee meeting on November 24th, 2025, as circulated on November 25th, 2025.
So moved.
A motion by Mrs. Mitchell.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lippian.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, agenda item number 2 is the matter of a lot consolidation and lot split and approval of sanitary sewer easement for 649 South Abbey Road. This is referred by South Abbey Road Plaza, LLC. This matter was approved by the Planning Commission on December 9th, 2025. The applicant is here. Welcome. Welcome. Please state your name and address for the record.
Bob Yost, 10301 Aspen Court. As you know, Planning Commission did approve this. We had existing 9 lots that face north-south. We turned them to go east-west on Abbey Road to create 3 individual lots so that there's an empty lot, Marcos is a lot, and then the plaza is a lot. We do go before Planning Commission tomorrow morning to ask for a variance on one of our side yard setbacks. We did this in 1988 under the Jerry Klein era, and our side yard was 2 feet, and today it calls for it to be 5 feet. So we will be requesting a variance tomorrow morning. Any questions? I will be glad to answer.
Thank you, Mr. Yost. Law Director Deary.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to let the committee members know, I did confirm just prior to us convening with Engineer Schneider that everything is all in order as far as the proposed easements for utilities, and there are no issues there as far as that's concerned.
Thank you. I'll open it up to the committee or council members for any discussion. All right, no discussion. I'll read the committee report. All right, we've considered the matter of a lot consolidation, lot split, and approval of a sanitary easement at 649 South Abbey Road. An ordinance approving the said request. Note, this was approved by Planning Commission on 12/9/2025 and contingent on approvals with the Lorain County Auditor's Office. Emergency clause is requested. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Mitchell.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lippian.
Question.
Question's been called. Any further discussion?
Question.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 3 is the matter of a presentation of James Golden Pavement Solutions Group to discuss street scanning project, and this is referred by Director Pianowski, and this will be a Zoom call. Yes, Councilman Sarah?
Through you, is it possible to put it on our monitors?
Is it on?
Yeah.
One moment, I don't know.
Signal.
One moment, do you want to see if IT can? Are any of your screens showing the presentation?
Point of order.
Oh, yeah.
It appears that
Mr.
the
Lippian.
green light on the power button flashes green and then goes yellow quickly and nothing appears on the screen.
Thank you. Director Pianowski, would you like to conduct this portion of the meeting?
Sure, thank you. Through you. We do have James Golden joining us from Pavement Management Group. They are the company that we contracted with last year to do our first street scanning in the city of Elyria. They have completed that process. A number of you have been have spoke with me or Scott Buzaleski or maybe you've looked at your own. They provided us the dashboard and some of the initial documentation showing how that process was completed and the results of that with some of the scoring of the different streets in the city. Well, actually, all the scoring of the different streets in the city. This is Mr. Golden's presentation to council of his report, along with some additional information, which he has, I myself haven't even seen yet, talking about budgeting and different processes that we could undertake in order to maintain our current scoring or improve our scoring, or different approaches we could take using this information as we consider which streets to pave and how to budget appropriately and stretch our dollars as far as possible. So it's been a good process working with PMG, and I'm excited to hear what Mr. Golden has to share with us tonight, and answer any questions that you might have from his report that you've previously been provided, or with new information that might be shared tonight. Jim, can you hear us?
Excellent. Thank you
There
very
go.
much. Yes. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Chris, I appreciate the introduction. I've actually had the opportunity to connect with some of you on a previous council meeting, so thanks again for having me back. As Chris mentioned, my name is James Golden. I am the CEO and founder of Pavement Management Group. We are a professional services, consulting, and data analytics company right here in Central Ohio. I've been specifically providing this type of a scope, although technology has evolved quite a bit over my career in 28 years. The company was founded in 2011, and then in 2017 we rebranded to Pavement Management Group. We're very fortunate and humbled to be working with the city of Elyria, as well as about a couple hundred clients throughout the nation at this point, but Ohio is always home. The goal, as Chris mentioned, is to kind of walk you all through the final results and findings of our pavement management study, and to kind of talk about some next steps as we are with you all as your consultant for the next year and a half plus as a part of our contract. So you can see our report is dated November 17th of 2025. We kind of went through and finalized. The goal, as I kind of scroll through here, is to give you a good introduction as to our processes, our scope of work, and of course your results. We always like to lead from a position of an executive summary, kind of walk you through the scope and the process. The backbone of PMG's, pavement management program, if you will, is our expertise within this discipline, as well as some software backed by the pavement management system. These are tools and software tools that PMG has expertise within. They also accompany industry standards and nationwide standards throughout this entire process. When we were contracted with the city, our first goal and objective is to provide a full-blown inventory of all of your roadways. That's always step one. We call it the foundation. The foundation serves everything that we do with pavement management, especially when we get into those types of next steps that we'll discuss in terms of project planning and ways to take advantage of maybe alternative treatments and solutions and things of that nature. The inventory is basically going through all of your roadways, breaking them down into logical pavement sections, which is typically intersection to intersection. And within those pavement sections, we are documenting the length, the width, the area, the surface type, functional classification, what ward that roadway belongs in, those types of fundamental inventory attributes. Once we've got that taken care of, we then come into the city and actually drive your full roadway network. And we're capturing high definition video, kind of Chris referred to as the scanning process. This is us driving every roadway segment throughout the city, from the from and to, and capturing a high definition video. It is one of our differentiators at Pavement Management Group amongst other types of companies that provide image-based scanning and image-based resolution. The high definition video serves very well for all of our internal needs as well as our clients. Once we've got the video, we are then able to begin the condition assessment phase. And what we're doing is we're extracting all of the different types of distresses that we will discuss here in a few minutes that are occurring within all of your pavement sections. The distresses are to this ASTM standard. ASTM is the American Society of Tools and Materials. It carries a designation for a process, a scientific methodology of how we arrive at our PCI pavement condition index scores that you are seeing or have seen or will see here in a few moments. And we follow that to a T. Throughout that process, we're documenting those distresses, and through those distress documentation, that is what's driving your score. and we will get into that here shortly. Once we've got all of that, this is tied into what we call a map-driven environment. Chris mentioned Road Insights. That's our data-driven, map-driven, web-based solution that allows us to visualize, not just stare at Excel spreadsheets and data sets, but allows for good conversational communication tools regarding our conditions and actually taking a look at those conditions and being able to view those through the lens of high-definition video. This becomes GIS, Geographic Information Systems. We're able to give all this data right on back to y'all of the city, which is very powerful for any future initiatives or any additional asset management goals and objectives that you have along in addition to roadways. We then get into our final deliverables, which is these reports. We've got a great Excel-based spreadsheet. The spreadsheets are always important because it allows us to organize the information, the data, alphanumeric, every street name from top to bottom, alphanumeric, and then in the columns left to right, getting you all of that inventory and condition data. And then it gets us to this final report. And we kind of conclude the executive summary showing you the quick, what I call the quick hit findings. And I'll scroll just a little bit further and we'll get eyes on this together. You can see that the city is responsible for 222 centerline miles of roadway. It's quite a bit for your city. From a lane mile perspective, 482 lane miles. You can see that's about 33 million square feet of pavement surface area that's out there in your city right now. And then that equates to 2,087 pavement sections that we actually did this condition assessment activity. When you take a look at everything as a whole, we start with the network level analysis. You can see that your average PCI, pavement condition index, is a 68 on a scale of a 0 to 100. And that places the condition into a fair condition category. The 68, I can tell you, among all of our clients here in Central Ohio, all of Ohio, the American Society of Civil Engineers publishes a report every couple of years as well for the state of Ohio and nationwide. You're actually performing a little bit above the nationwide average and Ohio's average of a 65. So that's just a couple tidbits for you there. The introduction, I've kind of already gone over that. This is more in written format for all of you for your final report. But we'll discuss the condition assessment process. I touched on that again. It's important to note out, to point out, that Pavement Management Group, in addition to pavement condition and pavement performance analysts and experts, we've also developed our own proprietary technology for pulling out these distresses, leveraging artificial intelligence. I can tell all of you that it was developed in-house by P&G throughout all of our years of experience. This was not something off the shelf that we just implemented into our workflows. This has been an ongoing development process. It's very important to mention when we talk about technology and artificial intelligence, we want to make sure that we always highlight, at least in our case at P&G, the value and benefit of quality assurance. Quality control is very important. With technologies, AI is no different. So from our process, you can imagine those videos, we're able to quickly start extracting the different types of distresses that you're seeing on your screen and we'll talk about. And then we have a quality control component going through that information and post-processing to ensure that the values that we're delivering to our clients, you specifically in this case, are adhering to these ASTM standards. For pavement distress definition, you can see there's a lot of different types of distresses that can occur on asphalt pavements as well as concrete pavements. That's what this figure 1 is showing all of you. So if you've got asphalt roadways, we'll start there. There's actually up to 20 different types of distresses that can occur within these roadways. They're not all created equal. Each one of these can be either climate related, so a top-down type of distress, or a bottom-up load-associated distress. Things that would be along the lines of base-related or load-associated are going to be your alligator cracking, your potholes, your rutting. Things that you're seeing each and every day as you're driving throughout your community, you're seeing the longitudinal and transverse cracking. Think of cracking occurring on the joints or running parallel to those joints. Things like your bumps and sags, your block cracking, all these different types of things. Our job is to document which of these distresses are occurring within every road segment, do that work for defining severity levels, low, medium, or high for each of the distresses, and actually measuring the quantity of the distress happening to produce your condition for every roadway segment. Distresses numbered 21 through 35, those are your concrete-related distresses as well. So we have the ability for your roadways, regardless of the surface type, to perform this analysis. This graphic on the next page does a good job of giving you that visual. I'm a visuals person, to kind of help tie it together of what I just spoke of. You've got distress type, severity level, we quantify it, and all of that is driving the PCI score through our algorithms on a 0 to 100 scale. Within that scale, we love to simplify things. So we can break the network down into these conditions, 5 condition categories is what we call them: excellent, good, fair, poor, and failed. If I scroll just a little bit further, we can see the low PCI values and the high PCI values that establish these condition categories. So for example, to have a failed roadway, that PCI will be in between a 0 score and a 29, a poor pavement 30 to 49, a fair roadway 50 to 69, a good roadway 70 to 89, and excellent 90 to 100. So that kind of walks you through our inventory, video capture, the distress identification and condition process at PMG and what we provided for all of you. In our reports, we love transparency. We love to give you all a good visual on what an example of a roadway in your city right now kind of looks like at each of these condition levels. This is an excellent roadway. I don't think any of us would really argue what an excellent roadway would be. These are going to be your roadways that are between, say, 0 and 3 years old. PCIs, again, 90 to 100. And you can see this is East River Street. Section 16, PCI is 100. This is something that was recently either reconstructed, milled and overlaid, something along those lines. You'll also notice as I kind of walk through the conditions, you're going to start to see distresses appear. You'll also start to see the color of the asphalt change from a dark pigment to a lighter as we go. And that's what happens with asphalt as it oxidizes and it ages. You'll see the colors go from the dark black pigments to the even light grays as it ages. Here is an example of a good condition roadway in the city. This is Taylor Street, Section 4. You'll see the PCI of a 78. You can see, just as I was talking about, you're seeing how that pavement pigment is now in more of a dark gray type of, how it's presenting as a dark gray. The other things that you're going to notice here are, these are climate-related distresses. These are things that start to happen as pavement ages within the first 5 to 7 years. You're seeing the longitudinal and transverse cracking. If you look at the joint, you're seeing that crack all the way through. The great thing to point out, which is why we chose this, is this was already crack sealed by the city. Crack seal is an excellent preventive maintenance process that allows us to seal those cracks as they begin to form to extend the life of our roadways. And that's what's keeping this roadway segment at a good condition level right now. As I scroll a little bit further, we're going to get into the fair condition category. You can see this PCI is a 57. It's 2nd Street, Section 1. Scroll just a little bit further to get that up there. Oops. And as you can see, this is a roadway that did not receive a crack seal treatment. And you can see the cracks. Remember that joint we just talked about up there in Taylor Street? You're seeing that opening. You're seeing the parallel cracks in the transverse in the right lane. But something to point out is that left lane. You're now starting to see load-associated distress kind of coming through this pavement. And the great example, kind of why we chose this, is you see that vehicle on the left. You can see this is like a one-way type of street. And you're seeing where the tires roll. That's the daily stress and strain of the vehicles compounding that issue. These are bottom-up types of cracks, and this is your alligator cracking. The good news is it's currently in a light to maybe medium severity level in this case, but that's how the pavement is kind of arrived at that fair condition, because now we're presenting load association into the distresses. In the poor condition category, this is a PCI of a 40. Imagine that load association I just discussed, the alligator cracking. If you look directly in the right lane, you're seeing that at a medium to high severity level. It's starting to occur again where the tires roll, and you're seeing that edge cracking up against the edges. The other thing that you're noticing is those longitudinal and transverse cracks are now wide open, right? You could take a pen or a pencil and lay it right on down within that crack. So these are now medium severity cracks, which again is driving the score down on this specific roadway. Getting into failed condition, again, your 0 to 29 range. You can see that this is Sycamore Street, Section 4, the PCI is a 7. When you get into this type of category, you're starting to see, more potholing. You're seeing that alligator cracking now throughout that pavement section. You can see the nice tight, they almost look like the alligator skin, right? Almost like a jigsaw puzzle. You can pick the pieces up and put them right back down. This is your alligator cracking throughout the pavement section and why this roadway was rated as failed. So this will give you some good insights as to the condition categories and a great visual that you can kind of point back to as you kind of look through video and look at the conditions of your roadways throughout the entire city. Now we'll get into the overall analysis. You can see through the results, we have the ability to kind of break down that 222 miles, the average PCI was 68, if you recall. Now we can get a little more intimate and break this down by, say, the percentage of area within each of those categories. This is a good, we call it a KPI, key performance indicators. These are things that without pavement management plans we kind of struggle with, but when we've got good data like this, we can start to identify where we should be putting and allocating our dollars into what type of buckets of the condition categories. You can see you've got about 19% of your total area is in excellent condition, not too bad. Same with your good condition category, about a 31%. Your fair and poor, you're seeing that makes up about 47 total percent. And the good news is your failed category is sub 5%. That's a good indicator, everybody. It doesn't mean we don't have needs. It just means that at an average PCI of 68, again, we're doing a little bit better than the overall average of Ohio, as well as the nation. And I like seeing the failed category. That should be a KPI and a goal of the city, maintaining these at or below that 5%. You're also seeing condition graphs. So we take this data and we can chart that for you in a more visual, like a pie chart, for example. So in this right side, you can see the condition category by centerline miles. We have the ability to report this against any of these categories, but centerline miles or total sections, you can kind of break it down that way. We also have that same ability to look at this from the lens of your surface types, which is important because concrete roadways behave and deteriorate differently than asphalt roadways. They also require different types of maintenance and repair activities, and they all come at different costs. So it's really good to have this layer of data as well. You can see for your asphalt roadways, if we look directly to the right, that dominates your network. You got about 76% of your network is asphalt, and about 24% is concrete. So those are the two key ones right there. If you look a little bit to the left, you can see there's some gravel pavement sections and some brick. So we can quickly pinpoint those as well and get eyes on what's happening on that very small subset. So very powerful to kind of break this thing down by the surface type. You're also seeing the average condition of each surface. So of all of that asphalt out there, that represents a 64 average network PCI for asphalt, a 77 for your concrete. And you can see your gravel and brick are performing right around the same as your asphalt. What's probably a little bit more important to all of you on the call or in the meeting session today is, again, through that inventory stage, we're able to document all of the roadways that belong to each ward. You have 7 wards there within the city, and there's 2 key indicators here I like to look at. Number 1 is the percentage of area for each ward, because that's important. And you can see for the most part, top down, 1 through 7, pretty even distribution. You've got Ward 2 that has about represents 21% of the total surface area, while Ward 3 is the lowest at about 10. You can also see the current average condition of each ward, 64, 66, 77, so on and so forth. And this is really good because, again, from a data-driven perspective, it's just another good KPI, key performance indicator, in addition to overall condition of where we can look to shift some budgetary needs based on the ward as well as the type of surface and the current condition. This is just a visual representation of conditions. This is not interactive. It's a PDF flat file. It's definitely hard to read. That's why we've got Road Insights available for all of you, and we'll bring that up here in just a moment. But we're able to publish, again, that GIS, Geographic Information System component. We're able to tie all of this data to a map, and that's very powerful. And this is just showing our capability in demonstrating that for all of you as well. Within the final report, we then just kind of conclude the overall results, and then we can kind of talk about next steps. Before I get into next steps, this might be a good time for some Q&A based on the report or the analysis before I go into anything different.
Thank you, Mr. Golden, for that presentation. Great information. Before I open it up to the committee, is there any more comments from Safety Service or Engineering Department? No. Engineer? No? Okay, thank you. All right, I'll open it up to the committee for comments, questions. Mrs. Mitchell?
Thank you, Chair, through you. I don't really have a question as much as a comment. I think this is great, that we are able to look at our wards and see what they actually look like. And the city in a whole is not that bad. It really isn't. I think this is another tool that we have to use. I would still recommend going out and putting your eyes on it so that you know what your ward looks like. I would still recommend working with engineering. So this complements, I think, all of that.
Thank you, Mrs. Mitchell. I agree, and I do think that this is a testament to our council. We're always looking at roads in our engineering department, but also a testament to our residents for being able to fund us to be able to do these projects, to keep our roads in an acceptable condition. Director Pianowski.
Thank you. Through you. I want to remind everybody, as you might contemplate which roads you want to go out and put your eyes on, this product, this dashboard, also includes videos of all the scanning that they did. So you can see the condition of the road late September, early October when they did the scanning. If you want to, use that as before you go out and drive your car around and see them or what have you. But I want to remind you, because that is a feature that you have to click a couple of times to get to. We'll be happy to show you how to get there if you're not aware, but that is something there available to you.
Thank you, Director. Before I hand it over to Engineer Schneider, Councilman Armstrong, did you have a question or a comment?
Yeah, through you, Chair. I'm not on this committee, but I do have a comment. The entire rank of the city is a 68, which is fair condition. But my concern is Ward 1 is a 64 and Ward 3 or Ward 4 is a 63. And you have to realize that these two wards, just in their poor section and failed section alone, Ward 4 has 12 miles that really needs to be looked at. You're welcome for that, Kenny. And Mr. Lippian Ward has about 9.7. Now, I know we all as collectively need to look at each wards, but this has shown us that there are some cities that need some attention, like Mr. Sarah's been saying, other than others. Sorry, Mr. Donan, you came in first place, 77. That's tough to beat right now. So I'm second. So shout out to the South Side, keeping it real. But yeah, this is a great tool, and I've been in engineering office more than I should and getting more maps than I should, but we all should really, really pay attention to this because, if we do the poor sections and the failed sections, we are just gonna continue to give the citizens what they want, and that's just better roadways. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. Mrs. Mitchell, I'm going to refer to Engineer Schneider, and then we'll go back, or do you?
Just one
All right,
quick thing.
one more.
So I agree with you, and I want to personally thank the residents of Elyria for continuing to support the 2016 0.5% interest income tax, because without that, we couldn't do what we do. I was on council years ago when we had absolutely nothing, that we maybe got one street done.
Thank you.
So this is a big improvement.
I don't
So
think we'd
thank
be anywhere near a 68 if we wouldn't have
Right.
that funding. All right, I'm going to let Mr. Schneider take the floor for a few minutes, and then we'll go back. Thank you. Engineer Schneider?
I don't have a lot to talk about in regards to this. As everyone says up there already, it's a great tool. It's a great tool, and we need to use it as a tool. The beauty of this thing, it's unbiased, so it compares each asphalt road the same. So it doesn't matter what it's looking at. It gives you a bigger degree of a number to rank it. So I just encourage the panel to use it as much as possible because it is a great tool.
Thank you, Engineer. Ms. Davis, and then we'll go to Director Pianowski and then to Mr.
Through you, Chair, I'm not on this committee, but after looking at the map, that I also noticed that we have a few streets in the city that the residents take care of. And I noticed that they were on my map as one of the bad streets. So that's another conversation, but just to enlighten you. And I love the fact that the map was showing us directly of the poor streets. And so when I do my ride along, those streets are going to be my top priority to look at, because when I looked at them before, I didn't think they were that bad. So thank you, Mr. Palinowski, for, bringing this to us, that, one of these nice tools that we can use as ward council persons.
Thank you, Mrs. Davis. Director?
Through you, Chair, might I suggest, since we have Mr. Golden still available to us, should there be any questions for him, maybe we could ask those now before we go on to further conversation. It might not need to include him.
Okay, that's what I figured. Hang on, before I go to Mr. Lippian. Mr. Oswald, you had your hand up.
I'll ask after he's done.
Okay, Mr. Lippian?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. Well, at the end of the day, it's about making data-driven decisions and being able to see the forest for the trees. So often, we're driving our streets and we're seeing the trees. This shows us the forest and what trees are in more danger than others, and it allows us to have that heat map, if you will. That's very valuable, again, to make data-driven decisions. Question for Mr. Golden, as we're looking at the different kinds of cracking, once a street gets paved, because the best part about these decisions is that we can plan long-term better now with this data. How long does it take an asphalt road to start alligator cracking to the fair to poor level? And what is one of the biggest culprits for alligator cracking as opposed to other like transverse cracking, et cetera?
Excellent question. Thank you for the question. You're gonna get two answers, right? You're gonna get the it depends, but I promise to follow this with real actionable insights. So, for example, if you have a roadway that looks already in that fair to poor, hopefully not all the way failed like I've already shown, imagine you do a mill and overlay program. You mill out the street and you don't do any base type of work. You just come back and put that 2 inches of asphalt right on back on top of it. I can promise you, you will start to see reflective cracking in that roadway within the first 3 to 5 years. So that alligator cracking, it's going to start coming back, but it won't look to that effect. You're going to have about a timeline of about a 12 to 15-year life to kind of get it back into those types of categories of poor, for example. It happens relatively quickly, doesn't it? And that's, again, a part of the data-driven actionable results is now that you've got this, talk about some next steps, if that's okay. I can talk about that too. I know that's important. Some of our next action items with Director Pianowski and your feedback is now taking a look at this a little bit further, taking a look at actual annual budgets, where we could prioritize roadways, and what does that yield as a result. So for example, if we're spending X amount of dollars each year following processes X, Y, Z in wards 1, 2, 3, right? What can we expect that PCI to do? If you're currently at a 63 in your ward and we do some activity, what is the expectation? Can we get it up to a 68? Is it a 67? We have those abilities, and that's a part of our process and our ongoing service. So I want to kind of kill two birds with one stone, and I hope that answers your question pretty well. If you do a complete reconstruction, for example, you tear out a roadway and you put a brand new roadway back following engineering specifications, you're going to get a little bit more life out of that, obviously. But what we really like to see is when we do our milling overlaying activities on our poor and failed streets, we like to see the right type of base repairs being being put in place. And again, the data helps show, that video shows where those locations exist so that you get the best bang for your buck. That's how really they're able to maximize the budget that you've got while extending the life of your roadways as long as possible.
Thank you. Any other committee members? Any questions? I do have a question. It's probably more to director than the presenter. On some of these streets, they go through multiple jurisdictions, like the county or the township or different municipalities, mostly a township and the county. That doesn't account for that, right? So it could be scoring, like let's use Murray Ridge as an example, it zigzags. Is it scoring the entire road or just what is in the city limits?
Through you, we gave them our files, our GIS files showing which streets were ours. So I would hope that they were only scoring our streets. That's my expectation. However, they did them in sections. So if something got included that was, say, a county section, we could exclude that during our evaluation. So, but no, they had our exact GIS files of all of our streets. And so that's what they were operating off of. So I expect that it's just our streets.
Perfect. Thank you for the clarification. Committee? All right. Anything further, Mr. Golden?
No, I just want to thank you all again for the opportunity. We really value all of you, and we hope you use this data, take a look at it. We're always here for questions. Pavement management should be transparent. It should be objective. That's the goal. I really love all of the feedback I'm hearing from all of you, and you're very enthused about making the best gains that you can for your city. We're here to help.
Thank you for the presentation. Engineer, anything further? Mr. Oswald. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, Mr. Oswald, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder. So we've tried it here and there. It hasn't been repetitious, but I think we need to get on a really aggressive crack filling program that we do consistently to the point where our roads don't get to that major alligator cracking all over the place. And the biggest thing is when you get water down in these cracks in the wintertime, it freezes, it pops it. So now when we thought that road wasn't too bad, because there was just one or two lines going through that you've seen some of the pictures, we don't do that crack filling. And now in another couple years, it's destroyed. And now we have to replace the whole road. So I think we're getting a lot of bang for our buck if we do that. So I don't know if you need to kind of think about maybe getting on this aggressive plan, seeing where the money can come from, and then we may not be spending as much money on these roads and we'll get them fixed faster. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director. Sorry about that.
No worries. Thank you. Through you. I agree with Councilman Oswald. That's why I bought a crack sealing machine and created a crack sealing team last year, including promoting a crew leader. So last year they kind of worked out the kinks, got used to what they're doing. This year, well, and then last year they didn't get started until mid to late May because of training and transition. This year we should be able to start much earlier and get started. I hope to be able to sort this report. It's something I need to confirm with Mr. Golden to identify those cracking streets that we can get to them earlier, because that's definitely a good objective to prolong the life of the street. So we are working on that. And the report that you have was part of the dashboard. So if you want a color copy of it, it's a little bit easier to see the graphs that's there available to you. I didn't realize that was what was going to be presented tonight, but it's very informative. It's got a lot of good information in it.
Thank you. Councilman Oswald?
Through you, Mr. Chair, to follow through on that. When they do that crack filling with this program that they're learning, with the city and this crack filling machine, is it getting designated what roads are being done so that we know, here again, you got to have the same thing that we're doing. Is that being documented, do you know, or haven't they really gotten to that point? Are they just out doing whatever they see as necessary at that time? Because if you can get more organized, then you can kind of get a game plan. Micromanaging, I'm sorry, I'm not. Thank you. Are they doing something like that, do you know?
Is that your entire question?
Yeah, just
All right,
documenting.
thanks. Yes, through you, they are documenting the streets they're doing, they're tracking the work they're doing.
Okay.
And with this product, what we'll do this year is once they do that work, we'll report it to to the company so they can upload it into the work that we've done this year to reflect improvements on the streets that were crack sealed. So yes, we are keeping track of it. We are doing it. We do have an intentional plan of where we're going and what we're doing.
Thank you. Any further comments? Mrs. Mitchell?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through you. So having said all of that, I'd like everyone to start looking at the data that they received, start looking at their streets, start thinking about what streets they want to get done. When Finance Director Pileski tells us how much money we have, we can move forward. But I think Mr. Pianowski and Mr. Schneider would agree with me that we want to start earlier this year, like next month perhaps, so that we can get bidding in early and perhaps get better prices. Thank you.
Thank you. Director?
Yes, thank you, through you. Just for clarity, the sooner we get into the bid process, we're no longer, some of these companies aren't scheduled already, right? We're not the last project they're doing for the year. We might be the first ones. And so it's a little more timely. We might get better pricing. There might be a number of favorable reasons to do so. But yeah, we'd ask you to if you've got the information, any questions you have, get ready. We're ready for you. Thanks.
Thank you. And before we sign off, I'm very impressed with the balance within the city, within the wards overall. I mean, I know some of the wards have newer infrastructure, so their ward value is going to be a little higher, but I think this is very good information, and I'm glad that, Director, that you brought it to us. Thank you, Mr. Golden, for your presentation. If there's no further comment, we will dismiss this portion of the meeting. Mr. Golden, thank you. Anything further on your end?
No, just thanks again, and I look forward to working with Director Pranowski, to kind of go through some of those initiatives he just mentioned here in the very near future. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
All right, that concludes agenda item number 3 for community development, meaning there's no further business on the agenda. I will entertain a motion for adjournment of the community development meeting. Mr. Lippian, motion by Mr. Lippian,
Oh, second.
second by Mrs. Mitchell.
Question?
Question's been called. All in favor?
Aye.
Community development adjourned. Thank you.
Goodbye.
This time I'll call finance to order. Before we get going on finance, also welcome to the new members of council. I'm going to give 2 quick overviews, and I'm knocking on wood. After speaking with Mr. Pileski, a little bit of good news is we finished the year going into January with a $12 million carryover, and we're owed right now $1 million from the FBI for reimbursement, which will bring us to $13 million. That's the good news. The bad news, not bad news, it is what it is. There's an extra pay this year in payroll, which represents roughly $2 million. Is that correct, Mr. Pileski?
Through you, Mr. Chair, yes, about $2 million for all funds, and half of that being the general fund, from about $1 million for the general fund, maybe, excuse me, 1.2 with benefits.
Okay, and that comes every 7th year?
Every 11 to 12 years.
11, okay. So that does hit us this year, so we need to look at budgeting this year. Then also, several new contracts take effect this year, pay contracts with our employees. So we really, really need to keep focused on that. One more quick point of view. I'm going to reach out to the mayor and safety service director this week. In 2025, we're presented an EMS report. I would like for us as a total council, I don't know if that will come back to finance, but I would like to, we agreed to move on with the committee, and I'd like to discuss how we do that committee. If it's 3 from administration, 3 from council, and 3 from the general public, or whatever that mix is, please, I'm not suggesting that, then we'll bring that committee to all council to vote. So I just wanted everybody to keep that in the back of their minds. That's something that we really need to. Mr. Pileski.
Through you, Mr. Chair, one more bit of information. So we received our, what do you call it, recreational marijuana monies last week. So.
Nice, nice.
So the total is $373,984.38. That represents for 16 months dating back to August of 2024 through November of 2025. So that's an average of about $23,374 a month, and I believe we will start seeing that monthly now.
And we're committed on that. What was passed in Columbus was for a 5-year period or a 3-year period? Do you remember by 5-year? Okay, that's what I thought also.
So.
That's good news. Very,
And
very good.
that was receipted in the general fund. So.
Thank you very much. Okay, first I tried that before. I know. First item on the agenda is the matter of approval of the meeting minutes from the Finance Committee meeting, which took place on December 8th, 2025, and circulated on December 12th, 2025. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda, and Mr. Pileski, I'm going to come to you with a few questions on this one. The matter of 2026 funding contribution to the Elyria Community Partnership. Ms. Roberts, if you can give your name and address for the record, please.
Am I talking? Okay, there we
Yes.
go. Monet Roberts, 225 East Avenue, Elyria, Ohio.
Thank you. Please, go ahead.
All right. Now, I do believe you all received this via email, and we just wanted to present that to you all and give you some updates. But first, I just want to start with a thank you, because the support that we get both from the administration and from City Council would not make it possible for us to continue doing the work that we're doing without it. And I mean, you all are helping us bring a higher quality of life and positioning our community for further investment. And I truly believe building this community for a place that my child will definitely enjoy and appreciate as she continues to grow up in this world. So just wanted to give some insights on the impact report. We do this report now, and this is the second year that we've done it, but we're really trying to highlight not just the work that we are doing, but highlight the total investment that's happening both in the downtown area and then some things that we're doing as well, and then also giving some profile information on our community. There are a few things that I do want to highlight as well. They're not necessarily in this, but we were able to sit down with Placer AI, and they were able to give us some insights as well. Just so you all are aware, downtown typically sees about 10,000 people throughout the day, according to Placer AI. And we are a county seat, so I thought that information was helpful. And also, I think currently we're at about 3,000 for resident population downtown. So this was just insight, and we have another meeting with them coming up this week. They're going to give us some more data and some more insight on what's happening in our community. So I wanted to share some of these details here. You will notice, if any of you remember last year's report, that the economic impact has gone up substantially. And this actually comes because of Placer AI as well. We were able to identify that AppleFest last year or the year before had about 60,000 people in one day. And I think that was that Saturday. So we are able to kind of combine those numbers based on the population of attendance. And we are working more closely with all of the events happening downtown Elyria this year. We have a collaborative meeting at the end of this month so that we can start collecting this information more readily and be able to combine the numbers effectively together. So we're excited about continued collaboration and what this means to the area. With that being said, if you guys have direct questions on the report, we can definitely talk about it. But I also wanted to just provide some updates on some of the things that we are doing as an organization. For one, we are in the final stages, I would say, of the wayfinding and entryway planning program that we were able to launch. This is an effective partnership with the city. We talked with you all, I think, in our November meeting that we held. This is an exciting opportunity because it's not just for downtown. This is entryway and wayfinding for all of Elyria. So it's an opportunity to help build that investment and make it more welcoming when people enter into our community. And we're excited about the progress on that end. We had a workshop November 17th. During that workshop, we gathered insight from both city employees and stakeholders within the community that could help us identify what represents Elyria, what's special here, and what are some things that we need to consider when building the wayfinding and entryway program. They put together some schematic designs, and we also had a more focus group where we were able to identify some tweaks and some changes. So we should be getting some final schematics, or at least close to final schematics, in February. And I'm sure be presenting that to City Council soon for approval. But this is exciting changes that's happening, and it's an opportunity to work with the city and just our different entryway places. That way we can identify when people come to Elyria, they're gonna be like, oh wow, this is Elyria. I like this. And it'll be more of a cohesive design. I think we've all kind of talked about how we'd like to have that more cohesive feel, having a cohesive color and design so that it flows throughout the community. So we're excited about what that brings. And I don't know if you all know, like wayfinding and entryway placemaking, these do bring investments from other investors. So this may seem small to some people, but this is a huge project and a huge step forward. So we're excited about that programming. Also, we launched the mural, the City Hall mural call for artists. As a reminder, that is not final. We're not putting anything out there, but we're just collecting the artists so that we can select an artist, and then we'll have a workshop with hopefully a representative from City Council. I think we might have to work out like sunshine laws if we wanted more of you to be present at that meeting, but at least one or two of you, so that we can get some artist feedback, gather some insight, and then come up with a collective design. And then, of course, that will have to go through design review, planning commission, and so forth. And we talked about this earlier, I think when I presented back in November of last year. So these are just initial steps. We're not final on anything, but the call for artists is up. The looking glass, if we could all give a round of applause, it's still standing. And we're super excited that we were able to do that last year with the help of Director Pianowski, and we're currently working on the site plans for 2 additional looking glass markers. So you all will get that information as that becomes ready as well. And we're hoping to do the installation of the looking glass markers in June because it falls with the America's 250. They have a celebration in June, I think, for history and education and walking. So it's perfect to start introducing the walking tour so that people can go from one looking glass to the next and really discover a unique piece of Elyria's history and impacting that history and just showcasing it in a special way rather than reflecting on negative history. We're excited also about Foster. Ms. Davis, I got your list. We're ready to get those residents on the newsletter. And I've been making sure I help people understand that we're a little still further out, so the actual waiting list is not open. But if they are on the newsletter, they will get first insights for that wait list when it does become available. When I spoke with our partners, they actually believe that we may be able to finish a little bit early. But as of right now, and it's slated to complete in May. So we're excited about that and where that's going. Also, I've been talking to you all a little bit about our Urality program, which is our downtown database. We're still filling it out, that way we can start building property owner information, because we have worked with several business owners that are new to downtown, connecting them with property owners and connecting them with spaces that are available. But we would really like to be able to identify more readily what space is available. So what's the square footage of that space? What's the cost, so on and so forth. That way, when people do reach out to us, we are able to fill that out. And then also, and actually Libby, she's our new events and engagement coordinator. If you could just say hello, Miss Libby. She started with us back in November. She's been helping out with the database tool. She also has an extensive experience in business development. She comes from Solon's Chamber of Commerce, so we're excited to utilize that skill, not just on the event side of things, but also on our business development piece. So as you can see, there's definitely some changes happening. 2025 was a remarkable year for us. We're excited about what 2026 is gonna bring, and this just would not be possible without you all. As I said, we are looking to be more collaborative. We're always, partnership is in the name, right? So we're always partnering, but trying to be a little bit more intentional with our events. How can we help more with some of the other downtown events that are happening in our community? Last year, we were able to partner with the farmers market, getting them a billboard. So that's why we have this meeting coming up, so we can see how we can make a more intentional effort at supporting our businesses and our events that are happening. We're also able to partner with Garford Arts last year for the underpasses, and we're looking forward to hopefully get them, or hopefully be able to sponsor 6 more additional pianos for the underpass this year. So we are excited. We appreciate you all, and I am here for any questions that you might have.
Okay, before I open it up for questions, I have a question for Mr. Pileski. In your temporary budget, did you allocate anything, to the best of your knowledge, for Elyria Community Partnership for '26?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we took a percentage of the final 2025 permanent appropriation. So if there was anything in the 2025, then there would be some of that in the temporary for
This year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and if you chose to move forward with the whole amount, then I'm sure there's monies and other line items within the Economic Development Department that can be moved into that particular line item. So
Okay, so it would definitely not strictly be 0.5% 2016 funds that would go towards this?
it would come all. it would
All come out, okay.
Yeah, it would all
I
come from that.
misunderstood what you said then. Okay. Would it, second part of that question was, would you recommend that we go ahead and move forward with this, or would you say we should hold off until we pass the permanent budget? Is the
I think it'd be a better idea to pass it, go forward after the permanent is passed,
after the permanent passed?
Yeah.
Okay,
if that doesn't cause any problems for anybody.
okay. All right. I'll open it up now to this committee. Ms. Davis.
Through you, Chair, I just had a couple questions for Mrs. Roberts. I heard you mention that you want the entryway into the city. And I've been having a problem with coming off of the turnpike onto State Route 57, going north or south.
Absolutely.
It's just not a good look. And so I hope that is one of your concerns.
Yes.
When we do start working on an entryway.
If I could just interrupt, if anyone would like to see, we do have reports from this, we work with Guide Studio. They've done North Ridgeville, Sandusky, Ohio City. They've done quite a few other communities. They gave us a detailed report with some areas that we absolutely need to be concerned about, and that was one of those areas. They also made suggestions, like they think we have too many billboards, but I think that's outside of our control right now. And so, but they did mention if there's any, and I guess I can put this out there, if there are billboards that aren't actively being used, it might be something for you to consider to get rid of. So,
Mr. Schneider.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through you.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had several things.
sorry.
Excuse me. And so we want to talk about the senior law. So how soon will they, because it has been such revved up now in the way they see the building, how soon will we be able to start on the Foster Avenue side?
So that is phase 2, and that depends on funding. So if they are able to secure the funding for that piece. And I do believe want to say this correctly. I do believe that that phase was potential for different rather than senior, but that would need to come back to the county or to the council for approval and probably to the community. So there was potential, but it wasn't final. They just said they would like to consider that if you wanted phase 2 to be family as well.
One more thing through you, Chair. Don't forget about the water tower on Muncie.
So we did have conversations about the water tower last year, and I don't know if anyone from the city would like to tag on a little bit. It sounds like it's not city property, so it was kind of out of our hands in regard to how much could be done in that space. But we did have conversations.
Mr. Schneider?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through you. Thank you for the presentation, Ms. Roberts. Just one question, the signage and Waysing or whatever, the signage update, is that in conjunction with Director Schoenig's, through, that may be something that the administration can answer, because I know there's something going on there too, and I didn't know if they're in conjunction. Thank you.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, those are actually, they're working with engineering, Ms. McKillips and some others on that, but it will be in accordance with any wayfinding that is a part of the new zoning code.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't two separate things going on.
And Showing is also on the more focus group committee as well, so he
Wonderful.
does get to provide some updates.
Thank you.
President Mitchell? That sounds so good.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through you to the mayor. Ms. Roberts said that the second part, phase 2 of Foster Senior Laws, they're going to come back to council. I thought that was a one-time deal. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
So they will have to come back to council, not for funding. The $250,000 that we appropriated when I took office, part of that was they had to, in order to
Yes.
get that money, they had to take down the old school, which they have done, and they have submitted an invoice to the city, and we will pay that at the time of the permanent, permanent budget. As far as them coming back, they will still have to come back to council for the approval to build it, but they're responsible for the funding to do that, not coming back to us for additional funding.
Thank you, I misunderstood that. Mr. Chair, if I may?
Please.
Ms. Roberts, question is for you. You mentioned in your presentation that you had grant funds totaling $221,000. Where were those, what were those grant fundings? Who were your grantors?
Absolutely. So North Family Foundation is still one of our biggest supporters, along with the city of Elyria. We also have funding from KeyBank. They actually did, I think, $25,000 last year, which really helped some of the business development. We were able to give about $27,000 in funding support to small business owners last year. We'll allocate it $27,000. There's still some that still need to be paid out. Their contracts didn't get finished though. But the investment to our business owners was about $27,000, and a lot of that comes from KeyBank. The other portion is from Huntington Bank and then from PNC Bank. And then there's some smaller grants that we were able to get from Lorain County Public Health Department and the Community Foundation as well.
Thank you.
And that's on the grant side of things.
Any additional questions for the committee? If not, then what we would probably have to do is table this till the Could I get a motion to table until the March full budget meeting? I believe, is that correct? Until permanent appropriations are passed. Is that?
Through you, I guess you can do that, but if you chose to do it in increments, like, I don't know what the total's going to be, but
75,000 is what they're
75.
asking for.
I mean, we can always do 25 now and then 50, when the permanent is passed, however you want to handle it, but that's entirely up to council. But there's probably 25,000 in the temporary.
Please.
Okay, through you, Mr. Chair. The way that Finance Committee and then full council has handled this in years past was as a one-time lump sum contribution. That would be my recommendation, that is how it is handled rather than in increments. Obviously, if the committee feels strongly about doing it this evening or that is your prerogative, but I would recommend that we follow precedent and that you would address it in one lump sum. And if that means waiting until the permanent appropriations are passed, then that would be my recommendation as well.
Mr. Schneider?
Thank you. Law Director Deary answered my question.
Okay. I'm going to, Ms. Davis,
I move that we table it to the permanent appropriation time.
can I get a second? Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called on tabling the issue. Mr. Van Wormer, who is a committee meeting, will recuse himself from this. From the vote. From the vote. Motion's been made and properly seconded, and question has been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries to table. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the matter of entering into a contract for the purchase of chemicals for the water treatment plant for the years 2026 and 2027. Do we have anyone? Oh, he's here. Welcome. When you get up there, if you would state your name and position for the record.
I'm Scott Nalitz, the superintendent at the water pumping plant.
Please go ahead.
So this item was referred to council for the to enter into a contract for water treatment chemicals for the year 2026. This is a standard procedure to be able to renew the contract and move forward for the water treatment.
Excuse me, ours is showing for 2 years, that it is 1 year?
It's like, think about it, it is 2 years? No. It's like, think of it like a school year. It's like the 2026, 2027 school year. That's why, because it starts mid-year.
Why do they make this stuff so?
I know.
Thank you very much. I got clarity on that. Okay. I was confused. Are there any questions from the committee? If not, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of the purchase of operating chemicals for the water pumping plant for the years 2026 and 2027. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to advertise for bids and enter into a contract for the purchase of said chemicals. Emergency clause is requested. Could I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is the matter of entering into a contract for the purchase of chemicals for the WWPC plant water reclamation facilities for the year 2026 and 2027. Mr. Stewart.
Thank you, Chair, through you. This is similar exactly to the water pumping plant. Our 2026 estimated amounts and totals are unchanged from last year, and they are conservative in those figures.
Sounds great. Any questions for Mr. Stewart? If not, I will read the committee report. We have considered the matter of the purchase of operating chemicals for the wastewater pollution control plant water reclamation facility for the years 2026 and 2027. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to advertise for bids and enter into a contract for the purchase of said chemicals. Emergency clause is requested. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Excuse me. Next item on the agenda is number 5, the matter of amendment number 3 for a professional service agreement with Black and Veatch for improvements and upgrades at the water treatment plant. Engineer Schneider.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So about a year ago, we entered in a contract with Black and Veatch for some assessments as well as to do some design work. Along that, there were 3 larger projects. We have the early facilities improvements that need to be done, which has already been approved by council and is going out for bid soon. Last month, we approved the high service portion of their overall scope. That was to, so we can go out for bid for that. That was for the new pumps, new VFDs, and controls for the pumps at the water plant. This amendment here, we're looking to go out for, to get the final design for the chlorine building. So as part of the overall scope of their work, the city received some deficiencies from the EPA. So the chlorine room has a number of deficiencies that need to be taken care of. So with this, we will complete the design and then go out for bid, which we'll come back to council for. The amendment number 3, we are looking for an additional $367,075 to complete the work, and we do ask that this be approved as an emergency.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee? Mr. Pileski, are you okay with this? Okay. If there are no, I'm sorry, Law Director. Okay. I will read the committee report. We have considered the matter of amendment number 3 to the professional service agreement with Black and Veatch for design services for the water treatment plant improvements and upgrades. An ordinance authorizing amendment number 3 to the said professional service agreement. Emergency clause is requested. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 6, the matter of a loan agreement through DEFA for the wet weather program activated sludge aeration tank improvement project. Engineer Schneider.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So a number of months ago, we came to council for bidding out the activated sludge aeration tank improvement project at the wastewater treatment plant. This is to raise the overall rating of the plant up to 40 MGD. It's part of the consent decree that we need to do this work. One of the things we're looking now to do is to apply for a DEFA loan to cover the costs as a loan. I would say that usually when you get these DEFA loans, a lot of times you either get low interest or part of it gets forgiven. So we're hoping, we don't, nothing's been stone yet, but we're hoping to get some, either some money, free money, or a good interest rate. So today we're asking to apply for that. We're asking for a total of $12,164,140. This would cover the total cost of not only the construction, but also the construction engineering costs, which is the inspection costs from the consultant, as well as any contingencies that we may have. We did bid the project out, and I believe it was right around $10.5 million approximately. So that would tell you roughly where we're sitting as far as dollars.
Mr. Pileski, I'm coming right back to you on this one again.
Yeah, I'm okay. Through you, though, was this the purchase order that you were going to do toward the end of last year? Has this been encumbered already?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. It was bid last year, so it was ready to go. I don't know if we did do it. I believe we put it in our temporary budget, though.
It's in the temporary? Okay.
Yes.
I'm good.
Okay. Members of the committee or non-members? If not, I will read the committee report. I'm sorry.
I'm not a member of this committee, but that's a lot of money. Where's that money? Through you, Mr. Chair, I'm sorry. Mr. Pileski, where's that money coming from?
Through you, that's through the wastewater pollution control fund. So that's all the consent decree projects that we've been funding. So as John mentioned, a lot of these loans are, some of it is forgiven, some of it is low interest. So it's something we have to do. Yeah. Yeah.
Any additional questions? If not, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of a loan agreement through the Division of Environmental and Financial Assistance, DEFA, for the Wet Weather Program Activated Sludge Aeration Tank Improvement Project, and an ordinance authorizing the mayor to apply for and enter into the said agreement for the Wet Weather Program. Emergency clause is requested due to application timeline. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is the matter of a project change order for the Leona Street Midway to Griswold OPWC project. Engineer Schneider.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So last year when we bid out the Leona Street project, we did get very favorable pricing. So in doing so, we had extra money from the grant that we had applied for. So during construction, we did some additional curbing and sidewalk out there. It's essentially what we're looking to pay for here. None of the monies on here exceeded the overall grant, so we're still paying, actually, we're still under the grant, so we'll be giving some of the money back to them, but minor amount. But so we're looking to, let's see, when we opened bids, it was, the overall product came in at $95,105 and some change. We're looking to get a change order approved up to the amount of $118,811.36. That would cover the final costs. When we applied for Ohio Public Works, we had about $130,000. So
Okay.
so everything's under the grant amount as far as what we had to pay as well as the grant. So
That's good news. Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee? If not, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of a project change order for the 2025 OPWC Leona Street from Midway Boulevard to Griswold Road resurfacing project, an ordinance authorizing the said project change order due to unanticipated change orders on the project, and requesting $118,810.36 and cost shared. $31,587 from the Muni Motor Vehicle Fund, OPWC, 92% grant, 8% loan, which is $87,223.36. Emergency clause is requested. Could I get a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question?
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is number 8, the matter of hiring a project manager for the wastewater pollution control plant. Director Yusefi.
Thank you, through you. The new Elyria, what we're now calling the Elyria Water Reclamation Facility, is looking to add the complement of a project manager to their particular department. Project managers already exist in the city under our water distribution department and engineering. Really, the need for this has been because of so many changes in EPA, so much work to be done with the consent decree. And there is a gentleman in the, that works already in the wastewater department and as an operations supervisor. And a lot of this work has fallen to that person without really having the correct
Position.
the correct, yeah, or the correct pay, really. So we'd like to add that in. This will not add any employees to this department. It will simply give a promotion to a current employee. If you have any other questions?
That's a good thing again. Safety Service Director.
Thank you. Through you, this request was presented to me by Shane Stewart, Superintendent at wastewater. I'm not even going to try and figure out what we're calling it, wastewater.
Water
We'll go-
reclamation.
Reclamation, there we go, wastewater reclamation. So is there anything else you want to add on this, Shane? I think Gene covered it pretty well. We do have a person in mind who's already doing this work and probably in a position that's lower. So as Gene said, we're not going to backfill his position once this, if this is approved and we were to move him up into it. So anything else you'd like to add, Shane?
No, the only one quick thing I'd like to add is that why this was such an important addition is because previous what we talked about, these expensive projects, the aeration basin, and it's 12.1 million. Well, a lot of what has fallen on to this individual is what we decide prior to going out to bid is what can we do in-house? So what can we do to actually save some of this money with our own team instead of having the contractors do it, paying contractor rates? So that's what we've noticed a lot more, and with the consent decree in effect until 2040, I don't see that need going away, and I think that it's a fair thing to do.
I do too. Thank you. Excuse me 1 second. Mr. Van Wormer.
Through you, Mr. Chair, are there any certifications or licensures that this person will need that they do not have at this time?
No, what has been in the past was a Class 2 water reclamation, which he has obtained already, and he is currently working on his Class 3 to be a backup operator of record as well.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? If not, I will read the committee report in 1 second as soon as the law director finishes. We have considered the matter of authorizing a project manager position for the Elyria Water Reclamation Facility, WRF, formerly the WWPC plant and amending relevant ordinances. The said position for the water legislation be drawn authorizing the said position for the water reclamation facility and amending applicable ordinance to facilitate the same. Emergency clause is requested. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, number 9, is the matter of city property cemetery department, which is unfit for use and to be disposed of by the best means possible. Safety Service Director.
Yes, thank you. Through you, this is an old pickup truck that's out at cemeteries, 2002 GMC 2500 pickup truck. Doesn't have a ton of mileage on it, but according to this central maintenance garage, our mechanics say it needs to be taken out of service and disposed of. It's no longer safe to use.
Any questions from the committee? If not, I'll read the committee report. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yes,
Ms.
through you-
Davis.
Yes, through you, Chair. In studying this, 51,000 miles, I would hate to think that we buying vehicles that doesn't last past 51,000 miles. I mean, excuse me?
Sorry, I was going to say it's 24 years old, though, so I mean, it's lasted quite a while, it just hasn't gone very far.
But it might be with the years, but when you talk about miles, we buy cars and vehicles that go for the miles, not by the years. Thank you. I just had to comment.
Mr.
I just
Sarah?
can't see that.
For you, Mr. President, I can attest that that age of vehicle, especially from sitting around, moist, damp conditions, the frame is probably shot on that thing. And if that happens on a pickup truck, you don't put much money into it.
Any additional questions? If not, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of finding the city has equipment from the cemetery department, a 2002 GMC pickup truck, which is in poor condition and should be removed from service and disposed of by the best means possible. Legislation be drawn authorizing the resolution declaring the said equipment unfit for city use, and an ordinance authorizing the said equipment to be disposed of by the best means possible in accordance with the law. Can I get a motion, please?
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item, number 10, the matter of city property, fire department, which is unfit for use and to be disposed of by the best means possible. Chief Pernesti? Is it in the committee report? It's not listed in the committee report or referral.
Through you, Mr. Chair, it was an email from, on December 5th from the chief to Ms. Phillips. Yeah, well,
Do you want to table it? No problem. Do we need a motion to table? Could I get a motion to table this till the next finance?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called on tabling. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda, number 11, the matter of delinquent and final utility accounts approved by the Utility Resolution Board and to be certified to the Lorraine County Auditor's Office. Director Connors.
Through you, Mr. Chair. There is a list of 29 accounts totaling $18,802.15 that were approved, either past due bills and then the multi-units, and we have some that were sewer and sanitation only, the rural water ones, for review.
Any questions from the committee? Okay, I will read the committee report. We have considered the matter of inactive delinquent public utility accounts, a resolution authorizing said delinquent accounts to be certified to the Lorraine County Auditor's Office as per the attached list. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question?
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is number 12, the matter of an amendment to Exhibit C of the Rural Lorraine County Water Authority Agreement to reflect the new rates.
Through you, Mr. Chair. This is an agreement that goes back, we've had with Rural Water since 2014. Each year, they give us new rates. Actually, the rates have not changed in about 3-4 years. And this is just over at the Chestnut Commons area, where we bill for the water and they get like a third of it. We pay them quarterly.
Any questions? If not, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of amending Exhibit C of the Rural Lorraine County Water Authority Agreement to reflect the new rates for 2025 and 2026. An ordinance authorizing amending Exhibit C to the Rural Lorraine County Water Authority Agreement to reflect the correct rates for 2025 and 2026, which provides water services in the Chestnut Commons Park area. Emergency clause is requested. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda is number 13, the matter of amending Elyria Codified Ordinance 137.01 regarding the number of captains and lieutenants on the Elyria Fire Department. Safety Service Director.
Thank you, through you. Currently, 137.01 authorizes 6 captains and 7 lieutenants. The fire department is operating at, and has been for some time, at 7 captains and 9 lieutenants. And so the additional lieutenants that we're asking for have come about with the addition of the additional engine that's running out of Cedar Street to provide a better service to the southeast side of town. So we have, with that additional crew, we have a number of firefighters who are riding up as lieutenants, and it's not really a long-term solution. So we're asking to adjust this ordinance so that we can increase our number of lieutenants and correct what we're operating with now, our number of captains. I've been assured by Chief Pernesti as well as the union that if we do so, it will not require us to backfill additional firefighters to, say for instance, we promote 3 additional firefighters to lieutenant, we don't have to hire 3 additional firefighters. It'll balance the crews is what it'll ultimately do. But I would ask Chief Pernesti, who requested this through me, to speak more about that because he's going to have more details.
Thank you. Chief?
Good evening. So pretty much, because I'm thankful the administration has put an emphasis on bringing us back up in staffing through the years, and we're at levels where we were at in the 90s and even before. And with the additional staffing, we're able to run apparatus that right now we don't have a boss assigned to. And when you see a fire apparatus on the street, there's someone that's in charge of that. When we operate at an emergency, we operate as a team. That team on board that apparatus has a boss, and that boss, for the most part, is the rank of lieutenant. In the long ago days, there was a mayor who had cut us and changed the ordinance when we had members demoted. And at that time, the staffing was in the 50s. And so it didn't affect, when you had a 50-person department, you could get away with that supervision. Well, because of the emphasis on safety and everything that the administration has done, thankfully, we need those back up to where they were at previously. So I even, at one time, just so you know, we had 15 lieutenants. I'm only asking for 12 now, and we just need to clean up the ordinance to reflect what the department is back at. And so it's really not anything new. It's just bringing it back to where it needs to be for our city and where we're running.
This is as much, I don't want to say grammatical, but cleaning up of the ordinance as anything.
Well, you're cleaning it up, but we will be, if this is approved, we will promote, right now we have 9 lieutenants. Those 9 lieutenants it's not enough for the staffing and the apparatus we have currently. So what is happening is we're taking firefighters and we're what's called riding up. They're acting as bosses. It's not the best leadership principle. It's not the best for morale. And in an emergency, you're kind of putting that guy in a tough spot to make decisions that he's not trained for. So at the end of the day, what I'm asking is we would go from, we currently have 9, we would be at 12. The ordinance was never really corrected from when it was fixed in '09. Okay, so we've had a couple administrations since then that added and brought us from 7 to 9, but it never was reflected in the ordinance. Well, now I'm saying we need 3 more. Let's fix the ordinance and get that corrected. And then, so if this is passed, we would promote 3 additional members to the rank of lieutenant, and we would have the coverage, especially for the southeast pumper that we were able to put in service that covers that area.
Safety Service Director, before you speak, you endorse this, correct?
I do.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
I wanted to just be extra clear through you. I think the chief did a fine job of explaining the purpose, but it is grammatical in the sense that we are at 7 captains already. And so the ordinance says 6, we're looking to go to 7, but that we're not going to hire anybody. Somebody's already in that position. That is just a correction, if you will, an update. And to the extent of the lieutenants, the ordinance says 7, we're already at 9, so we're only adding 3. So I just want to make sure that it's clear, and essentially we're not even adding 3 lieutenants. In a way, we're taking those 3 firefighters are going to get promoted and moving them up to a lieutenant, which does add additional cost, but when they're riding up, it's additional cost as well. So I know you guys think about the numbers quite a bit, but I wanted to help you. We're not backfilling those positions either, so the cost increase is not as significant as adding 3 brand-new positions that don't exist.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee?
If I
I'm
would,
sorry.
just so you're at ease too, I had the auditor's office run some numbers on what that would do. I've already budgeted for the additional. Worse, and it's not going to happen because we know as far as who would be promoted. But the worst case scenario would be if we had promoted the 3 most senior firemen to lieutenant. If they were 1, 2, 3 on a promotional exam, it would be $60,000 more to my budget. That did not happen. Those senior guys aren't, so it's going to be less than that. I've already asked for that in my budget, and again, we just need to be able to supervise what we have now. So it's not, he's right, we're not adding more firemen. I just need the supervision for what we have because we've hired so many.
Thank you, Chief, for the clarity. That was excellent. Any questions? Mr. Van Wormer?
Are we operating out of ordinance right now with 7 captains? Is that?
Technically, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understood.
But
One
just-
second, please.
I don't have a comment on that, but if you look at the wording and of the ordinance, I would say, yes, the charter says that council authorizes positions and the number of positions, and I would say the number of positions that we're hearing is actually happening and what's in this ordinance that they don't match. So I would say that this is a housekeeping matter that is well overdue. Let's just call it that.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? If not, I'll read the committee report. I'm sorry, Mr. Armstrong.
Not on this committee through you, but I just want to make a comment. I just want everybody to realize what those guys do out there. And like the law director says, this is a very, very outdated ordinance that needs to be looked at. And it seems like these outdated ordinances is starting to become a repeated thing. So maybe we should start looking more and more at some of our ordinances to get them up to date, especially with this new council at hand. Thank you. And thank you, Chief.
Law Director.
Thank you. I just want to add that I think that at the end of the day, and this is going to sound nerdy, that it is a balance of power, and that if, whether it's administration, not this administration, obviously this is from 2009, that sometimes it's just a matter of getting the go-ahead, getting the authorization. But again, by all means, yes, looking at some of these, cleaning some of these up. Absolutely.
Thank you. I will read the committee report.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. You're welcome. We have considered the matter of amending Elyria Codified Ordinance 137.01, personal bonds to change to Section C, not more than 7 captains, Section D, not more than 12 lieutenants. An ordinance amending the said codified ordinance to reflect the said changes. This is an emergency. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And the last item on the agenda is number 14, the matter of changes to the 2026 temporary appropriations.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So during the temporary appropriation process, we try to cover all the open purchase orders, but apparently we missed a few in the water pumping, water fund, water pumping department, and water distribution department. So I'm asking that in the capital outlay account within water pumping, we add $136,776 to cover open purchase orders at 12/31/2025. And in the water distribution department capital outlay account, adding $89,982 to cover open purchase orders there. And the final change is in the general fund Civil Service Commission, adding $16,700 to operating and maintenance, and that is for civil service testing that has been going on for the fire department.
This was circulated to everyone before the meeting as well as all at your places. Are there any questions? If not, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of the 2026 temporary appropriations, an ordinance authorizing the approval of the said changes to the temporary appropriations for the calendar year 2026 per the attached list. Can I get a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. If there is nothing else to come before this committee, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded.
Question.
Question's been called. All in favor, use the voting sign aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Good night, everyone. Don't leave before you sign, please.
I don't know if you. Yeah, yeah.